So what is the meaning of life? In my opinion, there's one simple answer, and that is the obvious actually. The meaning of life is first of all to exist, and that's a given, and you can see that everywhere. Second of all, something exists, it's obvious. Many things exist. The second of all is to experience. Experience happens because we exist, and that's a given, and that's common sense and obvious again. The third thing is the meaning of existence, the meaning of life, is to expand, and that happens first through existing, and second of all through experiencing. As we exist, as we experience, so too does life, source, God, all that is, expand through us, as we are all that is. We are source, we are a wave in the ocean. We're not separate, we're not different, we're not apart. As the wave moves, as the wave experiences, as the wave grows, so too with the ocean. Without the waves, without the drops, the ocean could not exist. There's no separation. That's oneness. View it as a jigsaw puzzle, okay? But instead of viewing it as square, view it as all in a cube, in a sphere, connected. As you experience, you add on an experience. Imagine adding on a little jigsaw puzzle, adding it in. Add in another one. There's billions and trillions and gazillions of life forms in all of existence. Each has an experience, and they add a little jigsaw puzzle, and suddenly you have an experience. It's an addition, it's an expansion. Suddenly the sphere, the ball becomes bigger and bigger, bigger and bigger. It's expansion. You don't have an experience and things become smaller, they become larger. So that's how Source, the universe, grows bigger and expands from experience and existing. Okay? So that's kind of obvious, it's clear, it's simple. The purpose of life is not just to be happy, because that's minimizing it drastically. It's the everything of it. It's the everything of what happens as a result of existence. You can't say everything else is purposeless or doesn't have a purpose and it's just to be happy. Because without everything else, you couldn't be happy. You need to experience everything that's not happy in order to find being happy. This is the three-dimensional and existential, the existence of the world of contrast, of different elements. Up, down, left, right, good, bad, liked, disliked, this way, that way, this thing, that thing. When you compare them all together, you get, with the contrast, you're able to compare things off one another. So with regards to happiness, it's only really from experiencing unhappiness, you want to experience happiness. From being cold, you want to be warm. From being lonely, you want to feel connected and have friends and close people. Being happy is an extremely important feature of existence, though, because being happy feels good. So rather than it simply saying that some people say the purpose of life is to be happy, that's a very simple way of putting it. It's a little bit minimalized, for sure, as I said already, but it is a very important part, and the reason why it is a very important part is because feeling happy feels good, and it's what we want to feel happy, like an end result. So we want to feel happy. Um, Source wants to feel happy. Source wants everything, otherwise it wouldn't be allowed to exist. But experiences that are unhappy lead to us wanting to be happy, whereas experiences that are happy do not want evolve us and expand us to wanting to feel unhappy. It's the other way around. So happiness is like a given result of having experienced unhappiness. We want to be happy. So this is a natural occurrence and inspiration, the calling forth from experiences that we don't like. We want to experience feeling good. So the purpose of life isn't just to be happy, it's more so to feel good, and of which feeling happy is one element of feeling good. There are many other things to feel good, such as feeling, there are many other things that apart from feeling happy, such as the feel good factor of feeling inspired, feeling fulfilled, feeling connected, feeling a part of, feeling important in the higher self way, feeling contributing, being creative. There's a million ways to be happy, and there's also different ways than just simply being happy. But I guess being happy is a simple way of saying feeling good. But sometimes it's funny talking about this in words. So I can, so it's everything. It's not just one thing. So that's really the simplicity of it. It all makes sense. So accept, just just appreciate everything, the all of existence, rather than minimalizing. We all want to feel happy. Source wants to feel happy. If Source didn't want to feel happy, it wouldn't make us want to feel happy too. So life is always expanding through, first of all, existing, second of all, experiencing. Experiencing is the most important thing of Source, of the purpose of life, in my opinion. Because many people, if the purpose of life was simply to ultimately to be happy, more people would be feeling happy. But many souls on different planets, they don't want to just feel happy. There's a baby's being aborted. That's for the experience of the soul. It's not to be happy. But as I said earlier, unhappy experiences or experiences that don't feel good will give rise to the inspiration and the desire to want to be happy and to feel good. So after a soul experiences unhappiness, maybe the soul won't want to experience being an aborted baby again. It's unlimited experiences and options and choices of the soul. So next time, like, you can have countless experiences as a soul. You can choose to come here countless times. There's no restrictions, of course. It's up to what we want. So then you may want to be experience a person in the 15th century, 18th century. There's no restriction regarding time in the spirit world, in the source world, the soul world. We can come down in any particular time frame because time doesn't even exist in the soul world. But it's always what Abraham would say, the leading edge. It's the leading frontier of expansion whenever we come down to experience. Because it doesn't matter when we come down to experience what we call the human brain, mind, time, the time frame and history. That doesn't exist in the spirit world. It's just always now. Now, 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 now. So even being in the 15th century or the minus 20 AD or whatever, it's still now. And in that now, there's choice and experience. And as a result of experience, there's expansion. So it doesn't matter when you come down. It's for your purpose of experience. You already exist. You already are. You're part of all that is already. You are an extension of Source. So you can't escape existing. You can't, if you exist, you will experience. Three-dimensional life and the worlds of contrast are the most exciting to experience because they're the most fullest of contrast. Huge contextual field of experience, billions of different possibilities that you can experience as a human being in contrast. Because if you're in, if I hear from Abraham, which is a channeled, non-physical group of beings of eight, being at one out of physical reality, it's in my own words of what I've heard and what I feel and realize myself and believe. It's not as exciting because it's good and it's exciting, but it's not really as like you're not in the adventure in the adventure of life in the contextual field of as we call three-dimensional life of existence. It's more harmony, much more harmony, almost like complete harmony. And as a result of utter harmony, it's like I won't say boring. It's absolutely not boring, but I did say boring, so I did put that energy out there. But read that energy as what I mean. I don't mean boring. I do mean it's not as much an adventure because of the huge like roller coaster of life. This, a million different things. And life is so like life has free will. We have free will, and with this free will, we can choose so many different things. This is the gift, it's a blessing. I'm happy for everything in my life. There's nothing that I'm not happy for, and there's nothing that I wish to be different ever from my past. It's the adventure and the book. Every page and every experience is precious and special and brings us on to the next expansion, the next page, the next experience, the next choice, the next creation, the next experience, the next expansion. Take something away from your past, you wouldn't be where you are now. Take something away from what you call life, your life now, which is already the past has just gone by. It's always your past, basically. You wouldn't be where you are now. Without experiencing being lonely, couldn't want to be inspired to not be lonely, to experience like connectivity. Without being experiencing poorness or hunger, you wouldn't be driven with the desire, the beautiful creative impulse, like the sexual energy of wanting to birth richness, abundance, or food, like in your life, of not being hungry, of being satisfied, contented, happy. So, in all things be glad, as Jesus apparently said. A very wise statement. In all things be glad, grateful, and thankful for. But now is the ever present, constant moment of life, of isness, of existence. And with this, there's the inspirational energy of choosing something different based on all of your experiences in the past that have led you to your field of wishes and desires. For example, every time you experience non-attentiveness in life, in any aspect, in any person, you're birthing the idea of you want attentiveness in your life from people, from relationships, partners, people in general. So the contextual universe is our friend, not our enemy. Do not judge anything to be bad, because it isn't. It's a contextual field, it's all together, it's a puzzle piece. You can't have missing parts, you need everything. I don't know why I have an itchy throat, this hasn't happened to me all day. So, final message. Don't be so quick to minimalize in life, because source and all that is all that is. The purpose of life isn't just for one reason. But if you feel like being simple and making it a bit simplified, you can always say it's for this or for that. Hitler didn't come down to be happy. The soul that he was knew what he was getting into based on the astrological signs and planetary alignments, the energetic influences from these planetary beings, and everything, where he was born, everything that would come to bear influence upon him and help make him the way he was. So beneath the personal desires is the deeper soul desires. You can't go wrong or fail at life because the soul that you are can always make another life that's very, very similar or even not similar, depending on what your life was. But with the soul agreements, etc., Hitler played a puzzle that really influenced other puzzle pieces or other souls, other people. Hitler and other people like Hitler brought in a new age of experiencing depths of disharmony and imbalance. People, people then, Europe, Earth, we wanted so much the golden age now because we were sick of war and disharmony, hurt, sadness, etc. So instead of humans taking many years more to go through an unpleasant dream, Hitler and other people like this gave it a nightmare. As a result, we totally desperately wanted never to experience a nightmare again, and we were driven towards harmony and wanting a much better experience and never for this to happen again. So huge inspirations were born forth to not experience this and to experience that instead. And that's what's happened. So it's a huge propelling forward on this planet. It birthed the desire in me and you never to want to experience this again. It's not that we're nonchalant or uncaring or insensitive. Obviously, it forms such sensitivity and caring within our hearts for us to want peace and love and care and harmony for everybody. So, in a way, you could say, don't condemn the lesson. So, the meaning of life, the purpose of life. Yeah, that's it. So, for the existence, the experience, and the expansion. Every experience is valuable from any person or every soul because we are all that is, source. We're all the same energy underneath. We're all waves of the ocean. The ocean, the in tide is not better than the out tide. Like, you can't say happiness is necessarily better than unhappiness. But as I said earlier, unhappiness leads us to want happiness, whereas happiness doesn't lead us to want unhappiness. So in a way, I'd say in that regard, the happiness is an evolutionary step from unhappiness. So in that regard, you could say that that happiness is sort of the end result or the goal or the evolutionary step from unhappiness. With that said, the experience of unhappiness is extremely valuable and important all of itself. Apart from the fact that it makes us want to be happy, generally, or as a result, eventually, because it's unpleasant. It's such a rich experience, and to be able to experience that itself is so kind of amazing almost. Like, personally, if I could say I wish I could never be unhappy in my life, I definitely want to say, no way, I really want to experience unhappiness. It's like it's crazy an experience. Or if I could say, oh, I can choose never to be hungry, I'd never want that because it's such a rich, deep experience. I want to experience hunger or unhappiness, or even you could say the same about loneliness or pain. Apart from the fact it makes you love and appreciate and fall in love with no having no pain, with being happy, with being contented and fulfilled. All of those positive things we call positive wouldn't exist without the other things of hunger and pain, etc. So love the experience, love the teachers, love the questions that lead to the answers, love the contrast that give birth to different desires. Yeah, so that's really it, I suppose. I had a thought there for a second. Yeah, all of the experience. So I hope you're well and enjoying the video, and thanks for sharing your enjoyment with me and your time and passion with me on the same subject. It's nice to be connected in mutual enjoyment. I love enjoyment so much. So in the same way I was saying a minute ago, it's just come to me. In the same way as these experiences, we want them, so does the soul, because the soul like doesn't die, it's the truth, energy, or the truth of who we are. So that's why they call, like, Maya, or this life Maya, or illusion. It's like being in a camera house, or the old like projectors that make a film. The film, even when you're watching the film, you know it's just a film. That's what the soul is looking at our life. The real truth of us is that we're the watcher of the film. So when the film is ended, or when we die, the soul is still there, and you say, "Oh, well, that was an interesting film." And how exciting could your film be? Your life, you can you free will, and you can make it whatever you want. You're the creator of your life. So I think it's generally good to experience things in life because it gives a huge perspective. So I've suffered a lot in life, and I've had a lot of different losses and traumatic losses in my life, like money, health, relationships, all that I thought I knew I was, my relationship with God. I lost like all of them, and now I'm slowly like rebuilding some of them, and I've already improved lots of them. So it turned out to be good experiences. So Jamie, if life's exciting, and like we're all different, so there's nothing you should do or shouldn't do. There's billions of gazillions of souls. So if the baby is aborted, or if you have it, you're born and you only live 1 year old or 5 years old, that's a very valuable experience for the soul. The soul sees the picture ending, and it's like, okay, it's not attached to that story. And you can choose again what you want to do. You're in bliss, you're in heaven, you're in light, you're in love and peace and harmony. And even if you don't go straight to this place of wanting to go peace and simplicity, like let's say you're a spirit, or part of your energy, or part of something, and something is remaining and it's not fully transitioned to the spirit world, that's not wrong either, because if it was wrong, it wouldn't exist. If it wasn't allowed and meant to be, it wouldn't be. There's room for its existence. There's a place for it, otherwise it wouldn't be there. So again, all things be glad, and don't condemn anything. So just learn or see from anything. See if you gain a new inspiration or perspective. Enjoy life. One of the biggest things that I've learned from life is to enjoy life, to be happy, and to feel good. And feel good is one of the biggest ones, because happiness. There's loads of other things apart from happiness by feeling good. But I guess feeling good makes you. They're so entrenched together, like. So I like how Teal Scott, like she said, the purpose of meaning of life is to be happy. But that sort of inspired me to make this video, because I feel it's a little more than that. But whatever, it's okay. It's okay. I really like to. I'd like to encourage you all to be happy and to follow your heart's desires, your true wishes, your truest self, without fear. Let go of boundaries and limitations, and limiting beliefs, limiting thoughts, and to go what you're inspired to follow and to do, create and make in your life, in your existence, in your reality. And use your experiences and use the world of contrasting elements to breed forth new inspirations and desires and wishes in your heart and life, and go forth and create what you want to experience. And for me lately, if this means also meaning lots of wealth and riches, like material wealth, like abundance and money for you, etc., because that's the one thing that I've sort of neglected in my life, the prioritization of money while looking to help other people. I feel now I also need to help myself, and this is through prolonged poorness. Now I'm determined and inspired to be well off, secure, rich. Yeah, so, you know, because that's okay, and self love is important. Looking after yourself instead of being poor. Sometimes it takes us a certain amount of experience, as I was saying earlier, until we reach a point where we want no longer to experience that much or at all anymore in our lives. So don't worry if it took a long time to understand something or figure something out or come to a realization. That's okay, and you had a rich experience. It's a constant now, and now you can go and have fun and unleash yourself into life. What creative ideas do you have? You may need also to dedicate yourself and prioritize yourself also to manifesting what you wish to have. Okay, so thank you. That's enough for now. So hope you enjoyed this. I love hearing from you, any of your inspired comments, anything that you wish to share with me. I'm happy and open and liking to read what you want to share. If you want to know me more, so my name is Owen Fox for some of you who don't know me, and my website is below. I will have books for sale sometime very soon, and I have a YouTube channel, as you know, that you're watching now, with many other videos and playlists on my main page, which have different topics in spirituality and healing and joy. With that said, I hope you have a nice day and hope you have a nice life, whatever you want to experience, okay? Okay, bye for now and much love. Take care. Peace and blessings.